This experiment will destroy all of human civilization. After more than a year of testing, there is still no progress. The space station's power is running low, and there are only 3 more chances for the experiment. However, scientists on Earth have sent a warning, believing it will cause the Cloverfield Paradox, tearing open parallel universes. But the astronauts remain unmoved, proceeding as usual. Before starting the accelerator, a gyroscope is needed. Once everything is ready, everyone prays for success. The captain orders the ignition sequence, and Shepard starts the accelerator. Powerful energy collides back and forth, shaking the entire space station. Zhang watches the dashboard, thrilled that the collision experiment succeeded. But just as everyone celebrates, the accelerator loses power, and alarms sound as the system reaches an overload. An explosion hits, shattering the glass inside the space station. They haven't noticed the blinding light from Earth outside. The awakened captain quickly asks about the situation. Suddenly, gravity in the room reverses, pulling everyone to the ceiling. After a few seconds, the force disappears, and they fall back to the floor. Once it ends, they realize they've lost contact with Earth, and oxygen levels are dropping. But the most shocking discovery is that Xiao Mei finds Earth has vanished. The captain can't believe it, but the reality outside confirms it. No matter how they search, Earth has disappeared from the solar system. A German scientist speculates Earth might still be there, but the ship's navigation system is faulty. The priority is to repair the space station, so they quickly get to work. While working, Xiao Mei finds the gyroscope missing, and the crew's bodies show abnormalities. Eyeball Bro's facial skin appears loose. As they wonder, a scream comes from outside, startling them. Others hear it too, and they follow the scream to its source. Strangely, the sound comes from inside the wall. Could there be someone else in space? Zhang listens closely, and the scream comes again, scaring him. When they open the wall, a bizarre scene unfolds. A blonde woman is inside, her body fused with the wiring. It's their first time seeing such a sight. Even more terrifying, the woman knows Xiao Mei. They rescue the blonde woman, and after intense resuscitation, she survives. But the strange events are just beginning. The crew member with loose facial skin shows more abnormalities. Her eyes start moving uncontrollably, and the eyeballs can move independently. Next, the man's mental state becomes chaotic, and he attacks his teammates. As both sides are at a standoff, the man suddenly convulses, foaming at the mouth. Meanwhile, the missing Earth is under attack by some creature. A sleeping man is awakened by an explosion. His city seems to be under a terror attack. He rushes to the window and sees a mushroom cloud rising. Reports of the attack come in, but officials reveal shocking news. The attack wasn't man-made. Earth is under attack by an unknown creature. They must flee the city immediately, as the outside world is in an apocalypse. The man is stunned by the scene. Buildings are destroyed, and in the dust, a giant monster lurks. The root cause is the particle collision experiment in space. Meanwhile, a strange scene unfolds in the space station. While repairing the cabin, a mechanic finds something odd with the wall. His arm gets sucked in, and no matter how he struggles, it's futile. His arm is completely fused with the wall, beyond human understanding. Teammates rush to help, and his arm is finally pulled out. But before he can celebrate, something more bizarre happens. His arm vanishes into thin air. Yet, the mechanic feels no pain, and there's no blood. Meanwhile, another crew member finds an arm crawling in the cabin. Have they really torn a parallel universe? Scientists speculate the particle collision caused spatial overlap, with 2 spaces fighting for one body. To understand, they lock the arm in a container. The arm seems to have its own consciousness, hinting to write clues. They hand it a pen, and the arm suggests cutting open Eyeball Bro's stomach. Since Eyeball Bro is already gone, they don't hesitate and follow the arm's suggestion. Inside the stomach, they find the missing gyroscope. With its help, the ship's navigation system is restored. Earth hadn't really disappeared. Their ship was on the other side of the sun, making Earth invisible. After Xiao Mei readjusts the communication equipment, the space station receives Earth's message. But the broadcast reports Earth is in World War III, and in this parallel universe, their space station crashed 2 weeks ago, killing all 6 crew members. Scientists realize they've crossed into another world. The woman who appeared in the space station is an astronaut from this world. Because their collision experiment succeeded, the blonde woman crossed over. To return to their world, they must restart the particle accelerator. But the previous accident severely damaged the ship, and the accelerator can't function. To repair it, engineer Zhang requests to go outside. But another accident occurs. After closing the hatch, the ship's cooling system malfunctions, leaking water and flooding the cabin. Due to water pressure, the ship breaks, and Xiaozhang is instantly frozen. The mechanic repairing the wall also faces an accident. The magnetic field is uncontrollable, and all metal is drawn to the wall. The mechanic quickly removes his safety gear, but as he wonders, the metal repair mud moves on its own, affected by the magnetic field. The curious mechanic doesn't notice the metal liquid approaching from behind. A scream echoes through the space station. The crew hears the sound, but it's too late. The mechanic is entangled by metal, and before they can rescue him, the cabin's gas tank is absorbed by the wall, causing an explosion. Luckily, the main cabin is unharmed, but the ship's rear ring is severely misaligned. If the angle exceeds 25 degrees, the entire space station will be torn apart. To avoid this, they must separate the ring. The captain steps up, not wanting more sacrifices. But another accident occurs. Though the ring is successfully separated, the captain drifts into space. Now, all systems are restored, and the remaining crew prepares to start the particle accelerator. They're about to return to Earth, but the blonde woman suddenly betrays them. According to their plan, she will pilot the escape pod. She knocks out Xiao Mei and alters the ship's program. The blonde woman doesn't want them to take the space station. She plans to kill all the crew. Her world's particle collision experiment failed, causing World War III. Leaving the space station might change her world. Both sides fight for their Earth. After a fierce battle, Xiao Mei defeats the blonde woman. Now, only 2 crew members remain. They successfully start the particle collider, and as energy flashes, the parallel universe returns to normal. They return to their world and quickly pilot the escape pod back to Earth. But Earth is now full of monsters. When they land, the monsters have grown into giants, towering through the clouds. During their absence, what happened to Earth?